Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I wanted to come and do a reading vlog for you guys because right now I am currently reading The Housemaid Secret, and if you guys y'all already know I read the first one. So this is my book club's pick for the month of April, and I'm almost done. Let me show you guys how much I've done. Like, this is how much I got left. If you read this book, I'm on part 3. So I'm getting ready to eat. And before I get into this book, I wanted to come and just talk to you guys about it and give y'all some of my thoughts. This is no spoilers. Just to let you guys know how I'm feeling about the book since I'm almost done with it. One thing I noticed about Frida, because this is my 3rd book by her, I read The Housemaid, and then I had an arc for One by One. And let's talk about the arc real quick, because I'm not doing a video for that. So One by One was pretty good. I think I rated it a 3 or 3.5 or something. I know it was a re-release. A lot of people was like, it was re-released. I think I read that one before. And you did. It was re-released for whatever reason. I don't know. But one thing about that book is if you have never read a Frida McFadden book, I do not suggest starting with that one. I highly suggest starting with the Housemaid series. This is the first one. Simply because, now, don't get me wrong. This is my 3rd book from her. So I've only read the Housemaid series. However, just based off other reviews and stuff like that, I think the Housemaid series really sets the bar for Frida McFadden. So I just feel like if you want to be in that chokehold, start with the Housemaid series. Do not start off with One by One, because that book there, it was okay. And I'm a romance girly, so I understand the whole slow burn of books. However, I think the slow burn for that book was just too slow, very repetitive. You really had to get halfway through that book for something to start to shake. If I had started with that book first, I would never read another Frida McFadden book ever again. And that's my honest opinion. Go read my review that I put on my Bookstagram page. I put it right here for you guys. Go read that review so you can see how I felt about that. And yeah. So, let's get on to The Housemaid Secret. I'm eating my lunch, y'all. I made teriyaki chicken and broccoli. So, the Housemaid series started off slow. And I'm going to say this. It's a thriller. And so, with these type of books, you got to start off slow. You kind of got to build it up. You got to build up the suspense. So, I respect that. But this one, I was just reading, and the only reason why I was okay with just reading without nothing popping off is because I know that's how Frida McFadden is. I know you have to read a whole bunch of BS before you get to the good stuff. So the good stuff really didn't start happening until about chapter 12, 13 is when stuff really started to pop. And that's when it really started wheeling me in, because at first I picked it up, I read a chapter, I'm like, okay, here we go. Picked it up, read another chapter, I'm like, okay, here we go. Sat down on my couch, read a few chapters, kept reading, boom, chapter 13, here we go. And then from that point, I kept reading. What I can say about this book is, coming from reading the first one, and I hope this is not spoiling it for anybody who hadn't. If you hadn't read the first one, you shouldn't even be over here. Come out this video and go to the first one. But what I thought was going to happen in this book based off the first one did not. So, I mean, it did, but it happened behind the scenes. Basically Millie's just going to a new home, doing the same thing. Well, obviously she couldn't do the same thing because then it would be the same book, and then why would I read the same book twice? But I really thought that the book was going to start off with something of that sort, you know, starting off with her starting in a new home, one that came recommended, you know, since she came highly recommended at the end of The Housemaid, but it didn't go like that. So the story, it's a little bit different. I think it's a little drawn out. I don't think I'm as wheeled in with this one as I was with The Housemaid. Now, don't get me wrong, I like it. But I think because The Housemaid was super, super duper hype, I was wheeled in more. And because I know this is book 2, and then I'm coming off of reading something totally different from her, and it just didn't hit, I'm like, okay. I see the pattern with Frida McFadden. So, don't get me wrong, I'm loving this book. Can't wait to get to the third part so I can see what twist is finna start twisting. Millie, she's pissed me off this time. I need Millie to mind her business. Yep. So far. Because I feel like that's going to be the twist. Me feeling like she needs to mind her business. I feel like that's going to be the part that's twisting at the end. But so far, she need to mind her business. She need to mind her business. Enzo, he's still that guy. And without spoiling it, that's all I'm going to say. She's stressing me out. My anxiety is through the roof. I posted on my Bookstagram page that she just had me anxious. Very anxious. And yeah. And I just know whatever I'm thinking, it's not even going to be that, because Frida McFadden is that girl. So I'm going to finish eating my lunch. And I'm going to read some of this. I'm not on my lunch break, but I'm eating. I'm going to read while I'm eating, and then take my actual break, which is only 30 minutes. Read some more. I may or may not come back for a mid to end point check-in with you guys. We'll see, depending on how it looks when I get back from my break. But I'm definitely coming to give you guys a full review, my rating, and some spoilers, because y'all know how I do when I'm coming with a review. I'm going to give y'all some spoilers. But, of course, I'm going to let y'all know ahead of time. So, we'll see. So far, The Housemaid is my favorite between the two so far. And I know she got a third one coming out, and I'm still going to read the third one because I'm a series girly. But so far, The Housemaid is my favorite. The Housemaid Secret is, we'll see. I'm about to finish eating, and I'll come back and let y'all know how I'm feeling midpoint to the end. And then once I finish, we're going to do a little wrap up and a little chit chat. I'm back. Y'all, excuses. I don't know what's going on with my face this month, but excuse that. But I'm back. And yeah, the twist is twisting. The twist is very much twisting. I am on, I'm guessing, the final part is the 4th part. I thought I'd be done at the 3rd part, but I am on part 4. chapter 70 and the first sentence of chapter 70. Yeah, the twist is twisting. So hopefully I can finish this book tonight. Yeah, hopefully I can finish this book tonight, because I really want to come back and talk to you guys. But if I do finish this book tonight, I'm not going to come back tonight. I probably won't come back until today is Wednesday, so I probably won't come back until Saturday to have like a real live sit down in my space and just talk to you guys about the book. But yeah, it's twisting, so it probably have bumped my little rating up. I'm not gonna give you guys my rating until I'm done, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll see you guys. So first, let me say, I thought about changing my shirt because I had this shirt on in last week's video, which is actually the same day that I'm recording, because y'all know how we do, but I didn't feel like it, so y'all finna get this again. I don't know how small this book review is going to be, because really I don't have much to say about this one. I enjoyed it. I highly recommend that y'all read it, but I don't have a lot of random thoughts on this one. So this video may be a little bit shorter. I'm not going to say different, but a little bit shorter than my other book reviews, only because I didn't have a lot of random thoughts for this book. I didn't write them down, rather. So as you can see, I'm doing a book review for The Housemaid Secret, which is the second book in the Housemaid series by Frida McFadden. I loved it. What I can say is I love The Housemaid better than this one, but this one was really good. If I remember correctly, I rated The Housemaid a 4.5. Yeah, I rated The Housemaid a 4.5, and I think I know The Housemaid is better than this one. So let me read the synopsis just so that I won't spoil the book for whomever hadn't read it yet. It says, it's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past. So I thank my lucky stars that the Garricks gave me a job cleaning their stunning penthouse with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in their shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Mrs. Garrick or seen inside the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I notice spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgowns when I'm doing laundry, and one day I can't help but knock on the door. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. That's when I make a promise. After all, I've done this before. If you read The Housemaid, you already know Millie is that girl. I could protect Mrs. Garrett while keeping my own secrets locked up safe. Douglas Garrett has done wrong. He's going to pay. It's simply a question of how far I'm willing to go. So obviously, this second book is about Millie, the housemaid we were introduced to in the first book. And if you read the first book, you know Millie is that girl. Millie is the girl that you want to come clean your house. If you got the paper, hire Millie to come clean your house, okay? Because she's not gonna just clean your house. She's gonna help you out too, sis. So I really enjoyed this book. I am going to give it a rating of a 4 stars. It was good, but it was not as good. I felt like the drag was a drag. I think stuff didn't start popping off in this book until chapter 13. And even when it did, it wasn't as popping as I needed it to be. Now let me say this. I put this book on a high pedestal because The Housemaid set the standard for Miss Frida. It just really did. If you read The Housemaid, then you already know she is that girl. So I put this one on a high pedestal because her first one was just so freaking good. So when I went into this, I kind of went into this thinking Millie was going to be doing something similar to what she did in Housemaid, which kind of sort of she didn't. She did a little something different, which is fine, because if she did something similar, then why would we be reading the second book, right? So yeah, I had to get that out of my head. So I went into this book with just higher expectations. And so because I went into this book with the expectation that it was going to be just as good as The Housemaid, I was like, girl, this is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not touching The Housemaid. I gave The Housemaid 4.5. I'm gonna give this one a 4. It's still good. Like I said, it didn't start picking up until chapter 13. If you guys are familiar with Miss Frida, she has to build the suspense. So if you're looking for a book that's gonna dive right in on the first page, unaliving people, don't pick up one of her books. Don't even do it. Like, I don't understand people who want a fast-paced book that starts on page 1. Do y'all want them to be like, yeah, so we unalive the person, da, 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 da. Now let me tell you how. Is that how y'all want the books to be? Do y'all want the book to be like, yeah, we unalive A, B, C, and D. Now we finna tell y'all how. Because now that y'all know that A, B, C, and D is unalived, are y'all still gonna read the book to see how? Like, so, like I said, slow pace at the very beginning. Think chapter 13 is where it started popping off. Again, it started popping, but it really wasn't popping. You still reading. The thing about Frida is she writes short chapters, and we all love a short chapter. She writes short chapters and leave cliffhangers at the end of each short chapter. So when you hear people say, I read that book in a day, they're not lying. Believe them. They're not lying, because that's how Frida gets us. A dropped the apple and the apple hit. That's the cliffhanger. And then the next chapter, Bob on the head and made him bleed. Like, that's how she do all of her chapters. And we can appreciate it because we love a short chapter and we love a cliffhanger when we're about to find out what happened immediately after. Now, don't leave a book on a cliffhanger. So, if you hadn't gotten to the Housemaid series, I highly recommend. The summary really gives all of what it needs to give. She's cleaning some other people's house. But she only met the husband. She's never met the wife. Why hasn't she met the wife? Usually the wife is doing the hiring and the interviewing. And personally, if we bring a maid in my house, I want to meet her. I want to meet her. So the wife is there, but she never left the guest room. Why is she in the guest room? Why is she not in the room with her husband? So that's what we're trying to figure out in the book. Okay, we're trying to figure out why Millie ain't met the wife and why the wife is only in the guest room. Millie be hearing her crying and stuff, but why? What's going on? So that's what we're trying to figure out in the book, and it was good. It was good. I'm still Team Enzo, because Enzo came through and he's that guy. So that's all I got to say about the summary of the book. If you have not read a Frida McFadden book and you are interested in some psych thriller, start with The Housemaid. Now, let me tell you this. The Housemaid is my first Frida McFadden book, but I personally feel like The Housemaid set the standard for Frida. The Housemaid made me want to go pick up more of her books. Listen to me when I say, if you want to dig into Frida McFadden and you like a little psych thriller, go to The Housemaid. Now, Housemaid is, let me get it. So it's Housemaid Secret, and then it's a third one that's dropping this summer. And you know the girls, we about to eat it up. So start with this. And you're going to see this book on all of her books because it's literally her best book. Look, it's right here. And I got some other Frida McFadden books that I hadn't read yet, but this sets the standard for her. So if you want to introduce yourself to this author, just get the book. Get it. I rated this one a 4.5. I rated this a 4. Now we're getting to the portion of the video where I like to just talk about a little bit of spoilers. I don't have very much to spoil on this book. I really would love for you guys to just read it, come back, chat with me in the comments, or read it and meet me for my virtual book club discussion. So if you have not read the book, pause here, go get the book, go read the book, because next I'm about to do a little spoiling. Okay, y'all. So I ain't got a lot to spoil. What I can say is the end, it wasn't mid, but I wasn't fulfilled. It was good, but I was like, okay. It didn't hit like the first one did. So the end, what happened? Let me think. Oh, the Mr. Garrick's secretary killed her husband and killed Mrs. Garrick. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's Garrick. And she killed them. Murder. Millie helped her out on that one. So in my head, I'm thinking Millie was going to be the one to be more hands-on unaliving the person. I mean, she dibbled and dabbled and she helped, but I thought she was going to be more hands-on. That's what I was looking for. That was the kind of ending I was looking for my girl Millie. So that's why I rated it a 4, because I'm like, Millie, really, you didn't, I mean, you had your hands in there, but you didn't really touch them. You know, you didn't really, I don't know. But anyway, that's how I felt about the end. I think the funniest part in this book, y'all, is when Millie was working for their first family and that little girl kept on calling her mama. And she got fired. She got fired because that little girl kept on calling her mama. See, that's the thing. Y'all can hire help, and this is to the rich folks. Hire your help, but still be in your kid's life. You hired Millie to cook and clean, not to be a mama. And now you mad because the little girl calling her mama. And not only did she call her mama and get her fired, she ran into her on the streets and the little girl recognized her and still called her mama. I was tripping when I was reading the book. I was like, this is hilarious. But when you watch all the slavery movies, because it just reminds me of like historical slavery movies, when they hiring to help, especially people of color, for these white families, these little kids only know the help, and that's who their mamas is. That's what it reminded me of. So stop hiring the help if you're not hiring them for the correct reason. Ain't no reason why Millie should have been acting as that child's mother. For one, she came to cook and clean. That's it. Mrs. Garrick was a bitch. She was a gold digging bitch. Just and didn't do it right. And so she wanted to divorce her husband because he was husky. But the thing about it is, those are the ones that they be saying got the money. So if you're looking for a way out, sis, and you looking for some money, you should have stayed with him. Because he was going to be the one to spoil you. I don't understand that. He was going to be the one to spoil you. He was spoiling you. Everything you say you wanted, he was giving it to you. And because you were not attracted to him, you wanted to unalive him. And she wanted that money too. When she thought she was going to get that money, but she didn't read that prenup. And they said, if I catch you cheating, you ain't going to get it. And what she do? Cheat. Then you cheat on a man that look just like your husband? Girl, you crazy. So yeah, she was a gold digging bitch. There's no way around it. There's no good way to describe her character. She was just a gold digging bitch, and she didn't do it right. I'm not a gold digger, but in my head, I'm thinking if I was a gold digger and I had a man, sorry, I had to come throat. And I had a man that was willing to take care of me financially, considering her past, right? And he loved me. And wasn't nobody else checking for me, because nobody else was checking for her in this book. I'm gonna marry him and I'm gonna let him spoil me and put me in my soft girl era. I don't understand how she fumbled that bag. She fumbled the bag. She was dumb. So she definitely got what she deserved. The secretary, she did her thing. I was happy for her, because I'm out here promoting your business, getting some traffic into the furniture store, and you out here cheating on me? Is you crazy? Yeah, you is. Yep, that's why I'm finna go enjoy this money while you're unalived, 6 feet under. Yep. So I love the book, y'all. Those are all of my random thoughts for that. I didn't have much else to say about the book besides it was a good book. It was good. It just wasn't as good as The Housemaid. Would I recommend it? Heck yeah. Read the book. Read it. And then get the third one, because I want you to meet me on my virtual book discussion and talk about the book with me. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I'm coming with more of these book reviews. Y'all know I am. Every single book that I read, I don't review, but the ones that I feel like are either hyped or talked about all over the book community, I love to come and bring my opinion about the book to you guys, especially because I know they're super hyped. So if you trust my book reviews and if you trust my book recs, give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.